Sarcopenia, big issue facing our society today. What is sarcopenia? It was coined back in 1989 as poverty of the flesh. There are two types of sarcopenia that can occur: acute and chronic. Acute typically happens in 6 months or less, and typically, can be a temporary situation, meaning that you're recovering from an illness or there was a surgery. Something happened where you had a decline in your health or a decline in your abilities to be up and moving about, and muscle mass starts to decrease. As you start to get healthier, you can start to be more active, you can recover from this and have it no longer be an issue. Now, on the chronic side of things means that it occurs for more than 6 months, and at some point, because it's been such a long period of time, permanent damage or a significant amount of damage has been done and cannot be recovered. So you truly start to lose your muscle mass to the point that ability, that function, that your abilities to do standard, traditional, basic movement patterns, squat, hinge, reach, twist, pull, push, these actions become incapable or just less strong, less range of motion, less abilities, less capable of moving quickly, coordinated, reacting. And this leads to greater limitations and injuries. We start to see, because the musculature is soft and not being recruited, we start to see a softening of the bones, which is osteopenia. Start to see some wear and tear at the joints, which is arthritis. Combination of the two, which is osteoarthritis. The head starts to forward tilt. The shoulders start to collapse and round in. The pelvis starts to tuck underneath. So you start to see the old person postures of the forward folding, gravity is winning type postures that really decrease quality of life, impede movement and abilities. All of these things lead to a less capable and able body, increasing the risk of falls. We know that for older populations, our greatest fear, our greatest concern is them falling down, either breaking or damaging something so severe that their quality of life is massively impacted. So at the root of all this, sarcopenia truly is the linchpin for a quality of life. Now, this study is a great review of that and shows how in only 14 days, the body goes through a process of shrinking and reducing in strength and power production. It's crazy to think about it can happen this quickly, considering majority of countries in this world just went on an 18-month shutdown, if not more, maybe a little less, depending on where they're at. And this study took place at the very beginning of this. This is a live-in facility that is not assisted living. It's independent living, but they have staff there that works with these individuals, works with the members. They do daily step counts. They all use Fitbits or smart technology to show their activity levels. And before the 14-day shutdown, before the pandemic, they were averaging about 6,000 steps a day. Now, they were placed on this home quarantine for 14 days, and we saw their average step count decrease to about 1,500 steps per day. So that was a 75% drop-off. During that time, most were very sedentary, just sitting, watching TV or playing cards, whatever they were doing, but it was not their normal, regular routine. They saw a decrease in fat-free body mass, muscle mass, by 4% over those 14 days, a reduction in strength of 8%, a reduction in power of 6%. And the 2 weeks following the 2-week shutdown, the staff there tried to rebuild and regain what was lost and failed miserably. And it took them upwards of 6 months to rebuild and get people back to where they were, if they were capable of doing that at all. So this was a massive impact in such a short period of time. And you've got to think that for a society now that has had 18 months or so of a change in our life where we weren't doing our regular routines. We had many people that were, incapable or not able or just not willing to go to the gym or, to get their workouts in. Lost the social component of being around all their friends and their people and their classes. Lost their access to weights and their fitness equipment, to the pool, to the track, to the treadmills, to whatever it is that they were using. This was a massive impact, both physically and mentally. And to see it happen in such a quick period of time, this should be a huge wake-up call for us as a society. And this should be our greatest tool as an educating piece here as trainers to show our clients, who I know they're already in and doing this with us, but to share with their friends, their family, their colleagues, the people in our circle, share on social media, share about and educate others on the severity of this and how quickly it happens. So here's the situation. You and I do a workout and we have something called the pump. Okay. It's not an official term, but it's a term that we all use. When you exercise, let's say we're doing bicep curls and your muscles resist this weight and they move it through a range of motion. And when you get done, you feel your bicep and it feels swollen. What's happened is that muscle has engaged. There's two ends of the muscle, the actin and myosin, and they basically handshake in the middle and they grip down and bear down real hard and they pull together and they let out and they pull together and the concentric, eccentric, they work through these ranges of motion. And in doing that, they need oxygenated blood flow to feed to allow them to keep doing that. So your body pumps a whole bunch of blood deep into these arteries, capillaries, capillary densities exchange into that muscle and it swells up a little bit. You get your pump, okay, you get the little swell, and after a couple of hours, that swell starts to go away. That blood starts to dissipate back into the body and everything kind of levels out again. So after 2 days, the ability of that pump, that swollen muscle, has basically completely returned to normal, if not lost just some of its volume, okay? Upwards of 1.7% of its muscle volume was lost. Doesn't really mean we've lost strength or power or even true size yet. It just kind of went back to normal, if not just a little bit less in its abilities and its size, because there's no more demand now for the muscle to engage, to swell up, etc. We are on bed rest. We just got hurt or whatever happened. Now we just sit. After 7 days of being immobile, you are now full atrophy. Muscle mass is shrinking. We lose upwards of 5.5% of our muscle volume. Atrophy, again, does not mean loss of strength or power production just yet, but we have lost muscle size. 10 days of bed rest and or immobilization, you're on early onset of sarcopenia. And remember the difference between atrophy and sarcopenia. Atrophy just means shrinking. Sarcopenia means shrinking to the point that we're losing ability now. We are losing strength. We are losing power. We're losing capability, full range of motion or outputs in which we're trying to pursue. We could do before, but we can't do now. In 14 days, full sarcopenia, 6% loss in power production. How hard you can push or pull or press or throw or kick or any of that, 6% lost. 8%, if not a little bit more, of true strength production. Okay, again, how hard we can push, pull, press, kick, etc. And your loss of muscle mass now upwards of 5, almost 6%. Only 2 weeks. So 2 weeks turned into a month. That turned into 3 months. It turned into 6 months. Turned into a year. It turned into almost 2 years now. And many people have still not returned. Many people have still not gone back to re-engage, to re-challenge, stimulate their body and get back into this. And we're just talking about muscle here, let alone bone density, let alone body fat, let alone cardiovascular health, let alone mental health. So many other pieces to this. Let this be an educating tool for all of us, for all of you. Please share, please subscribe, please ring the bell so you get information as we put it out. Like to do these little micro doses, these little lessons, let everybody see true research and the impact that it's having, and how little things like EOD 20 every other day, EOD 20 minutes of resistance training. I don't care what it is. Just move weights, guys. Just move weights. You can use free weights. You can use bands. You can use selectorized machines. You can use pulleys. You can cables. You got to move weight. Without weight, there is no need for your muscles to swell, to challenge, to tear in a good way, to build more fiber or bigger fiber or firmer fiber. You're not going to get too muscular. I guarantee it. You are not going to get jacked doing 20 minutes of resistance training, no matter what it is you're doing every other day for 20 minutes. But you will get stronger. Your bones will get more dense. You will sleep better. You'll feel better. You'll think better. Your body will move better. You'll feel alive. You'll feel cognitively aware. You'll feel clear. You'll be happy. All from 20 minutes of resistance training. If you don't think I'm telling you the truth, or you don't think that can happen, try it. Money where my mouth is, okay? Try it. 20 minutes every other day. Do that for a month and then come back and tell me you don't feel better, that you're not moving better. Now, you got to be smart. Maybe hire a trainer or work with someone that knows what they're doing to make sure you're not going to hurt yourself. You're not going to go too quick. Like, do it right. But I guarantee you, you will feel better. No one ever regretted doing a great workout. Okay. Plenty of people regretted doing dumb workouts. Shouldn't have done those, 150 whatevers. Okay. But be smart, implement well, get a good strategy, and get some work in. Without resistance, change will not occur. I don't care how heavy you are. I don't care how many push-ups you can do. Okay. At some point, we go from muscular strength to cardiovascular endurance to muscular endurance. Body weight training is awesome. But for us to get the muscular recruitment, the bone density, everything that we need, we must have outside resistance, external load that you need to move around. I guarantee it. I'm here for you. I'm with you. If you have questions, let me know. Please subscribe. Please share. Please tell all your friends. Help me grow this page. We appreciate you all. Head over to trainingtheolderadult.com if you need any other information, you have any other questions. And thank you. Have a great day. Take care. Movement is life.